Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we'll take some exercises on Unit 4. All you need for the lesson today is your books on Unit 4, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. So let's get started. In this semester, we have taken so far 4 units. Unit 1 was about complaints. 2 was about I wonder what happened. 3, if it hadn't happened. And this 4th unit is about what they said. We are going to take some exercises in this unit. How are we going to do it? We will refer to the self-reflection part in this unit in your books, page 61. We will take the objectives in there in the self-reflection. Let's get started with the first one. On page 50, we have discussed the idea of reporting what people said. How to report statements. Let's say sentences that people said, not questions or commands. At the beginning, you will start your reported speech. You will start it with an introduction, like he said, he told me, someone agreed with me. So you will start with the introduction to tell that I am reporting. These are not my own words. Then you will come up with, you will write the sentence as it is and a tense backward. You will go tense backward. Present into past. The past into past perfect. Will be would. So each tense will go one tense backward. Let's try to do these sentences. Qasim to Hamid, I will meet you at 7 tomorrow. How can we report this one? You have to highlight what you're going to report, the I will. So in here, Qasim told Hamid that he would meet him at 7 tomorrow. It will be the next day. Mr. Jenkins to Mr. Taylor, an employee, you must arrive on time. Here, Mr. Jenkins told his employee, Mr. Taylor, that he had to arrive on time. Notice must, turn to, had to. 3. Robert to his teacher, I didn't catch my usual bus. Here we're having did, so past perfect. Robert told his teacher that he hadn't caught his usual bus. You notice that we're going one tense backward. The customer to the salesperson, does this jacket come in a bigger size? The customer asked the salesperson. This is actually a question. Started with a does. So if the jacket come, so it came in a bigger size. Mr. Timms, the witness to the judge, I have never seen that man before. Have. So here we will say, Mr. Timms told the judge that he had never seen that man before. The captain to the co-pilot, it may be a falling star. May in here. So the captain told the co-pilot that it might be a falling star. Always try to highlight what you are going to change in this reported speech and change it one tense backward. Okay. Report what people said. You will find this exercise in your books, page 121. Look at the picture. Let's study it together. Then we will come up with reported speech. Looks like we're having a car accident. 2 cars crashed together. In here, we will listen to the people involved, those people involved, and witnesses, those who had seen the accident. We can say that the first man said that he tried to stop. He tried to stop. The second man said that the other driver was talking on his phone. He was talking on his phone. A witness, someone who saw the accident, said that he saw the driver on his phone. Saw him. Another witness said that was not true at all. You notice the tenses in here, all in the past. Never use the present in the, we're having it in here, the the reported speech. You can use past or older, which is past perfect. Reporting questions. How can we report questions? As a reminder, just like as if you were reporting a statement, however, we will add one step more. At the beginning, we will start with the correct introduction. You have to say, he asked me, he said to me. Then you will come up with a sentence form. Reported question will be changed into sentences. So you will start with subject, verb, and object. Then it will be followed by the tense backward. After changing the order, just change the present into past and the past into past perfect. Let's report some questions. Here, is there a path where people can jog or walk? Let's report this question. A man asked yes/no question. We don't have a WH question, so you have to start with F. If there is, the is became was, a path where people can jog. Another question. Do the plans include some basketball courts? A yes/no question as well. Another man asked if, instead of the WH question word, if they planned to include some basketball courts. Then the commissioner, and here he said, how can we do all these things? A question. The commissioner asked how they could do all these things. Notice the how here. We don't have an F. We will use how. How they can, instead of can, we have used could. Notice the can into could. Always go one tense backward in a sentence form. Here, discussing some famous quotes. We said, what do we mean by the word quotes? It's not my own word, someone else's word, someone who is famous, or the saying had been famous, went viral. Let's read these. I am not afraid to die. I just don't want to be there when it happens. You can refer to the reading lesson. Who said that? It was actually Woody Allen, an American director. What can we highlight in this sentence? This sentence is actually humorous, a kind of fun. Why do you think it is fun? We're having it in here. Everyone is afraid to die. However, he said, I'm not afraid to die. The only thing, I don't want to be there. So, can you avoid the idea of dying? No one could. Another one. Everything that can be invented has been invented. No one can come up with any invention, any more invention. Who said that? He was actually Charles Dewey, the Commissioner of the U.S. Office of Patent, 1899. Was he right? No one can come up with any invention after 1899. He wasn't right at all. When something is against reality, we will say that this one is irony. What is irony? You expect something, then things have changed, not reality. Also, make yourself necessary to somebody. Speaking about self-worth, you deserve better. Who said it? He was actually Ralph Waldo Emerson, an American writer. And this one is a wise saying, someone who's wise. It is a terrible thing to see and have no vision. Ironically, who said it? She was actually Helen Keller, an American author, activist, lecturer. She was the first deaf and blind person to graduate from college. Ironically, she was speaking about sight and vision. Notice, you can see but have no vision. The idea of seeing, when you see something, it is physical. However, a vision is something that you're having a plan forward. Then on page 58, forming negative questions. What are negative questions? Questions like, isn't there something we can do? Aren't you going to help? Don't you want to save the planet, our planet? These are actually questions. However, The thing that is different about them, that we're having a negative within this question. It's not an ordinary question. It should reflect something more. Well, when do we use negative questions? We use negative question to ask for more explanation. We need explanation, or if you want to express surprise, to show surprise. How can we form them? All you need to find the helping verb and add the not in here. Is, isn't, do, don't, and the others. Let's read the situation and find out the negative question. You and your friend plan to do a research on the internet with your friend's computer. You need the computer. Your friend just arrived at your house, but you don't see a computer. No computer in there. We can ask a question like, where is your computer? How about a negative question in here? Haven't you brought your computer? Haven't you brought your computer? Aren't we working on the project or on the research? Number 2. Your friend told you to meet at 5 p.m. in the museum. You are in the museum at 5. It's now 5:30 and your friend isn't there yet. You get a call on your cell phone from your friend who is still at home. What question can you ask? A negative question will be here. Haven't you left yet? Have you? No. This time, haven't you left yet? Aren't you coming? Aren't you coming to the museum? Number 3. You and your friends are at a new Japanese restaurant. You order food for everyone, but you noticed that your friends are not eating their food. You are not sure they like what you order. You want to make sure that they liked it. Didn't you like the food? Don't you like what I have ordered? Do you? No. This time we will use don't. What do you think about the food? More explanation. Don't you like what I have ordered? This one a kind of surprise. Number 4. You and your family are watching the news. The National Weather Service has issued a weather warning. There will be terrible storms. Your brother is on his way out of the door with his car keys. Storms are coming and your brother is going out. Surprising. What question can you ask? We can say, haven't you watched the news? Haven't you heard about the upcoming storm? Come up with any question, just add not to it. A yes, no question could be. Okay, then the same page, page 58, we have talked about environment and natural disasters. We're having environmental issues, things that we have something to do with it, or natural disasters that we have nothing to do towards it, just to avoid it. Let's name some. In here, we're having the tsunami. It's a kind of a storm. Then we're having earthquake, shaking. Then we're having floods. The level of water is rising. Also, we're having volcanic eruption. The volcano is going to erupt, eruption, a kind of explosion. From the bottom to the top, eruption. Also, we can speak about pollution. This is an environmental issue. Pollution, whether it is water, land, air pollution, noise pollution, regardless of the type. Also, we're having illegal hunting. People usually hunt illegally. What do we mean by illegal? Not legal. They will go randomly and hunt animals. This will cause the decrease of the number of those animals. Also, deforestation. Forests, cutting down trees. Also, we're having global warming, which is the rising temperatures. Rising temperatures. Okay, we can come up with from this one with an exercise to take out the unrelated word, odd words, like global warming, tornado, city, and earthquake. Which word do you think is doesn't belong to the group. We can say that we're having city. City is a place, however the others are environmental issues. How about the other group? Damage, countryside, hit, and destroy. All of these are about verbs, except for one, it's not a verb, which is countryside is not a verb, and the others are verb related to the environment. The tornado hit, let's say the storm destroys and damages. All of them will cause damage. Okay, then on page 59, expressing agreement and disagreement when you use so, neither, either, and to. We can divide the sentences into positive and negative. Say affirmative and negative to show agreement. To show agreement in an affirmative sentence, you can use to, like I am a careful driver. I can swim. Affirmative. I'm telling you something that I have. We don't have any, we are not negating anything in here. So we will say, I am a careful driver too. It's not only you, me too. All you need to do is to add the to by the end of the sentence. Or, I can swim too. I can swim and I can swim too. All you need is to add the to at the end in here. How about if I want to use it in another way? You can use so. How can we use so? The same sentence, start with so. So am I. Notice here, I am will be am I. So am I. Change the order. I am a careful driver. You will reply, so am I. It means I am a careful driver too. I can swim. So can I. Notice in here, change the order. So can I. How about if the sentence that you will agree with is negative? I am not a careless driver. I can't swim. I will agree with this sentence. So I will say in here, either. You can use either, which is the easiest. I am not a careless driver either. All you need to do is just add either at the end of the sentence. I can't swim. So we will say, I can't swim either. Just add either by the end of the sentence. Let's use neither. We can use neither and as if you were using so. This time we will say, neither am I. Notice, change the order in here. Neither am I. I can't swim, neither can I. Neither can I. All you need is to change the order in here. Neither can I. Okay. Now let's try to come up with agreements with these sentences. I like coffee. You can tell me that you like coffee too, but we don't have this one. How can you come up with agreement? This is actually a positive sentence, an affirmative sentence. So we can say, we can use so. So do I, so I do. You can never use see because we're having neither with negative sentences. So I do, no, it is so do I. So do I. Or you can say, I like coffee too. Okay, number 2. I don't waste time. Negative. When we're having negative in here, we can come up with what? We can use whether either or neither. So you can never use a because we're having so. Neither do I, neither I do. It will be do I. So in here, neither do I. Or you can say, I don't waste time either. You can use either. Next, we're having here speaking about questions using indirect questions. What are indirect questions? They are advanced way to ask questions. How can we ask these questions? All you need is to add an introduction to your sentence. So questions are actually whether they are direct, like what is your name, how old are you, where are you from, the questions that we all know about them. Like here, we're having what will you do next? What will you do? You notice in here, we'll start with the verb followed by the subject. Will you? How about the indirect question? You will introduce your question with a very small one. Can you tell us what you will do next? Notice you start with an introduction, then we will have a subject and a verb as if it were a sentence. What you will do next. Because we have introduced already our question with a short question. Can you tell us what you will do next? You can come up with two questions side by side. Let's form these indirect questions. Where is the main post office? Here, this is the is that we're going to change the order and we're going to add it by the end. Could you tell me where the main post office is? Where the main post office is. How often do the buses come? Here we're having do, so we will change the verb. Do you know how often the buses come? Here, notice the come as it is. What time does the bank open? We're having does here, so we will change this verb. We will start with, do you know what time the bank opens? So you start with the subject followed by the verb, and we're having a verb to do, so verb to do will change the verb. Notice that you start with an introduction. Could you tell me? Do you know? Or we're having another do you know. Start, do you have an idea as well? Where is the nearest pharmacy? Is. So, could you tell me where the nearest pharmacy is? When does the gas station close? Does. So we will change close. Do you know when the gas station closes? What is the name of the highway to town? Is. Just take it out to the end of the sentence. Do you know what the name of the highway to town is? Take it at the end of the verb. Notice that the verbs to be will never change the verb. We will just move them away. However, the verb to do and does, they will change the verb, especially the does and the did. Here, giving the meaning of some new words, you can find them in your books, page 49. We're having, let's read the second column. Make an effort, get an image with a computer, evidence, person trying to be elected. Let's read the words. Proof. Which one means to prove? I have a proof. I can see the pen. This is the proof that it is here. So the proof is actually an evidence. It proves that someone is here or there. Candidate. Someone, a candidate. Many people are candidate and I will choose one. One is going to win. Candidate, a person trying to be elected. They will give promises. I will do this or that for you, so you will choose them. Scan, to scan something. When you scan, to get an image with a computer. Scan, scanner. And the last one, bother. This one is bother. I'm sorry to bother you is to make an effort. To make an effort. Okay. I guess that is it for the lesson today. And thank you so much for your time.